you see Hololive is going to cut support for their male VTubers. So male VTubers are over. Based? Yeah, based. So yeah.
I think I'm fucked. My VTuber career is over.
It's
Before
over,
it even
man.
started.
It's over.
Oh no.
I mean, VTubing is all about girls. It is. It's a girl thing. Now, there are guys that are VTubers.
But that's not a controversial statement, is it? Right? Like that.
It is. There's a lot of male VTubers. But I think he's speaking at kind of the higher level of things, right? And just the market in general,
right?
Especially in the English speaking market.
Yes, you know, like Rev, right? Rev is a boy, right? Yes, his model is of a girl, but you know, there's there are males who VTube, but just
well,
I think he's speaking,
the context is Hololive though, which is a very specific style. I'd say of VTubing, it would be like the original, like I guess popularized idol sort of style of it.
I think he's speaking in generalities, like you said. I don't think anybody can really look at it and say generally females benefit more from being VTubers than dudes.
Well, let's hear what the rest of it is, so we can make like a proper analysis.
Yep.
VTubers, and you know, more power to them, good for them. But the reality is that VTubing is a female activity. VTubing is like it's like a clever use of game mechanics, like an exploit basically, where women can stream without having to be hot. And this is a huge thing.
I'm just saying.
No.
You know,
it's true. It's true. Like, and the thing is a lot of people, especially like women, will like to, women especially will hate on this, and I don't. For women when they stream, like live streamers, not like VTubers, right? Women have to put a lot of effort into like the makeup and stuff. Like makeup's a real skill, right? And people ignore that, like, oh, you know, whatever, they're just born pretty or whatever, right? And then there is some extent, like there is like, you know, obviously some base stats there, right? But when it comes to makeup and like how you present yourself, even like exercising, right? And like actually like taking care of your health and all of those things, those are all a part of it. Like they put a lot of effort and I'm sure a lot of these streamers, they wake up early in the morning before they even start stream. They like spend like an hour on their makeup. I'm pretty sure that's like the case with a lot of like the bigger ones. Sure. And I mean, that's it. I mean, VTubers bypass the entire thing. You wake up, I'm here in my pajamas. I didn't even brush my fucking hair. You know what I mean? I'm here just like, oh, I get to my computer. I turn it on and I'm like, okay, guys, look at me. I'm kawaii ugu.
See, I mean, look, you're both not wrong. I very much understand that. The ease of streaming is the appeal of the VTuber, for sure. Specifically for me, right? Like I don't have to turn on any lights. I can, you know, whenever we've done our VTuber events, it's pretty nice, very nice.
Because, and I've said this before, is that if you look at the top 50 male streamers, the top 100 male streamers, there's going to be a lot of ugly dudes on that list. If you look at the top 50, the top 100 female streamers, every single one of them is going to be at least above average. And the reason why is because guys watch girls because they're hot. That's the reason why. It's so obvious and everybody knows it.
On that note, Blaz, do we have any boobs that we need to show on screen? No, just kidding. Yes, he's not wrong, right? Guys,
well, I mean, like, a lot of. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is a thing forever, right? You judge a book by its cover. That is the reality of everything ever, right? When you tune into a show and there's somebody sitting there, your immediate thought is, I wonder what their thought is on this. No, it's like, that's attractive, or that's not attractive. Let's just keep it real. And I think that's what he's doing right here. He's being very honest. You were saying, Leaflet?
It depends on the It depends on the demographic of like what you're doing as well, right? So like if the point is to hang out with you and like you're sort of like how to explain it, like those girls that are sort of working in a host club where your entire thing is that you're entertaining people with like, you know, the idea of spending time with like a woman, and that's like kind of the whole point, then like it matters a lot more than like if you're talking about, you know, things like me, like commentary. Like I don't have to do anything sexual at all because all I'm doing is talking about like analysis and commentary. It's like my whole job, right? So I think also depends on that. But when it comes to discovery, like actually your initial growth, of course, how you look matters. It matters like a fuck ton, obviously, right?
Let's see what else he has to say.
But, you know, people don't want to say this, but it's obviously true. So, and 2 of your mods are male VTubers? Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, there it is. 2 of my mods are male VTubers. Well, yeah, and listen, guys, listen. Yeah, well, now you guys shouldn't join Hololive, okay? Wait, I didn't know it was 2 of them. I thought it was just 1. They've multiplied now? We have 2 of them now? Oh, my God.
Spread.
Oh, he could have used the Star Wars reference and he didn't.
Virus is spreading.
How the fuck did we get a second one, man? And McConnell Red, I don't know, man. And anyway, so here's the way I see it, right? Is that if you're like male VTubers serve no purpose. They have no, like, there's no reason for somebody to be a male VTuber because that, like, the value that people get out of VTubing is the fantasy of the character. The male people that are watching are not, they don't need to fantasize about a male character. So there's no real, there's no incentive that they're getting out of it. Sorry, Adelie. Sorry, but that, I mean, you know I'm right. You know I'm right about that. I mean, that's just how it is.
So I mostly agree with what he's saying. Like, I'm not here to disagree, but I think you could sort of make a argument that if the male streamer is creative with what they're doing with this model, I think you could say something. So, like, isn't there like the potato or the pop? What the hell is that character? Peanut. Thank you. The peanut. Yeah. Like, if you add some lore and some humor and you do things with it outside of sexuality, there's probably something to be said that you could actually make a good living. Overall, I understand the point he's making.
Actually, with that one, I don't think it's related. In fact, I think that specific case, and like I agree with you for the most part, but in the specific case of Peanut, I think it actually goes with what he's saying, and that it doesn't really matter what he looks like. Like the Peanut thing, like people aren't watching it for like the attractiveness factor.
I don't know. Well, but I think the idea is that it's such a humorous thing that I'm watching a burnt peanut play games and argue at the universe. Like that's a gimmick that I may jump onto. So that's what I'm saying. If the men are creative with their models and they build a lore around it or whatever, and there's a nice hook to it, I could see that working. Typically, women also don't typically visually look at things the way men do the same. Men typically sexualize everything, and that's a very important thing. Where women, it's less so. That's usually typically why they go for fan fiction or the written word as opposed to a visual that men do. So I understand what Asmongold's saying. I'm just kind of playing a little bit of devil's advocate here, that I think you could make it work if you don't go the sex angle.
I think that makes sense. I guess the reason I have a little bit of a sort of a disconnect here is because I'm thinking of it in terms of like Hololive and like what that culture is. I think in that specific culture, it makes sense what he's saying. But what you're saying in terms of like comedy and like that value, that makes sense as well. So that might be why I'm a little bit. Yeah.
So while you guys were talking, I had Grok put together an easy to understand graph of the demographics in VTubing, specifically in the United States. And it's kind of interesting to see. Let me see if I can pull this up really fast.
I will say, while you're pulling up, one of the genius aspects of VTubers is they don't age. That the character you fell in love with remains the same, I think is genius.
So here we go. This is based on the United States VTuber audience. 7 out of 10, 72 out of 100 are male. Most of them are between the ages of 18 and 24 right here. But obviously it does, it's you can kind of see the man versus woman right here. Obviously skews a little bit younger. So, the idea of like male VTubing is not being a thing. I don't think it's necessarily accurate for sure, because apparently 80% of the audience for male VTubers is women. And if there's one thing I know about Dan Bask, it's that you can survive with an audience of women. Dan Bask has been extremely successful with that. In regards to Hololive, the breakdown is actually even further. It's 82% male, 18% female. It's according to Hololive here. with the male dominating the younger brackets 18 to 34. So the female share is relatively higher in older groups. So let's go to continue here with this clip here from Asmongold. See if I'm enjoying this conversation. This is good.
And again, I'm waiting to be proven wrong, and I've been waiting for a long time, okay? Anonymity is the reason. Well, you can just stream without a webcam. I mean, you can do that. Look at Lyric, for example. I mean, you don't need an avatar. I mean, I guess if you want to do it, that's fine. But I think that there's a lot of, and this is true, and I will say this, and this might get me in trouble, and I hope so. That way I can make content about it tomorrow. But a lot of the girls that do VTubing, not all of them, many of them are attractive, but basically every single unattractive girl that's successful in streaming is a VTuber. Every single one.
What? Leaflet?
I have a story about this. I had a friend.
Oh, please.
And I really, really liked this friend. And I was like kind of looking out for their career. And I was like, man, you're really entertaining. And I was like, I don't know, was this a mean thing to say? But they were like a really entertaining person. Like I was like, you know, you're great with the audience and stuff. I'm like, but like you do well, much better as a VTuber is what I said. And then they became a VTuber and they popped off. This is exactly what I said.
You got a little guidance. That's a great thing. Look, there have been a lot of girls that I've known who had great personalities and not that type of person. I mean, like actual personalities, right? That, would benefit from not having to look at them. If that makes sense, right?
I mean, is that... You could say that, you know, that's not how things ought to be, but that's how they are. And that's the rules you got to play by, right? That's life.
Yes.
It's not fair.
Look, I 100% agree. Look, you can say it's not fair, but it's reality.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Let's see what else we have here real quick.
Guaranteed. Every single fucking one. And so maybe there's like a couple of exceptions on TikTok or something like that, but I guess I can't say every single one. I can say 99%, okay? So that's it. Hate threat, etc. Yeah, and that's the truth. And so if you're an ugly chick, you better get a VTuber model. You do. And I get that other ones do it for anonymity purposes. Other ones do it just because they don't want to have themselves out there all the time. More power to them. All the best to them. I have nothing against it. But I think that this other component needs to be acknowledged because it is real. And so that's all there is to it.
All right. General thoughts, Leaf, on that?
Well, I guess like goes back to kind of what I said earlier is that the other thing too is that a lot of attractiveness is like makeup, like just 100%. Like if you look at transformation videos of like women like that, they look like maybe
so
like
scary.
Yeah, right. And there's even a case like in Japan right now, there's like a dad who does this where he's like a dad and then like he does like he like does makeup to like look like a woman, and then he does content and he gets paid for it and he uses that to pay for his kid's school. Yeah, that's like a whole thing. Like so the point is that makeup is really, really a powerful skill. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're pretty. So like, it's just, you know, they're just lucky. Well, a lot of them put a lot of work into it. And that's like, you know, that's the unbiased, unjealous, like point of view of like, you know, me saying that.